Hey there everyone, I hope you're having an absolutely magical day. Now if you're from the Disney Corporation, go ahead and turn off this video now. There is nothing here, nothing exciting, move on. There are so many other videos on my channel for you to enjoy. Yeah, I think they're gone. Today I'm going to reveal to you my top 10 Disney tips, tricks, and hacks to the parks. I'm just kidding, Bob Iger and senior executives, you can watch. Tip number 1, if you're flying to Walt Disney World, make sure you get the lowest fare possible. Now when is the best time to buy a ticket for a flight to Walt Disney World? It really depends on the airline and where you're flying from and the time of year and all of these things. But I have found, and I've done a little bit of research about this too, that 54 days, exactly 54 days prior to your flight is usually a really good time to book air travel. Now I use Southwest Airlines to fly to Walt Disney World, and I've found that Tuesdays seem to be a really good day for booking the best price. I've also found, but sometimes can't book it, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday are sometimes the least expensive days to fly, but not always, just sometimes I've found that's the case. Tip number 2, if you're thinking about buying a balloon at Walt Disney World but you took a flight to get there, don't worry, you can take it home with you. Now as much as we'd like to, we can't bring home an inflated balloon on a plane, so instead I recommend going to the airport at the airport and asking them to deflate it for you. During our not so scary adventure, I had the opportunity to test this out firsthand at the airport. Now if you're worried about getting a balloon because you're thinking it might pop while you're walking around Walt Disney World, don't worry. If it does pop, you just bring the pieces to a balloon cast member, they'll be able to replace it for you. Number 3 on our list involves free souvenirs. Yes, that's right, I said free at Walt Disney World. Now I know what you're thinking, Michael, you're just going to talk about free water at Walt Disney World, right? I don't really count that. Let's get to the good stuff. Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom trading cards are available for all Magic Kingdom guests with any park admission. You just go to the fire station, get your pack of cards. That is a free souvenir for you to enjoy. Celebration, family reunion, anniversary buttons are available all around Walt Disney World, and it's a great way to bring home a little piece of the magic. Now I've talked about this before, but I love magic bands. You know I do, and this chain just gets longer and longer, and I love it. But these are a great free souvenir. I mean, don't throw them out, keep them with you. It's a great way to remember your adventure. 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 magic bands on my chain as of today. And one of my favorite free souvenirs, the Galactic Heroes sticker. Now Pegasus, let's show everybody what you're proudly wearing right there. Look at that Galactic Hero. Thank you very much. I love getting Galactic Hero on Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin, and if you do and you have to take a picture of it to prove it, you bring it to the photo desk and they will give you that free sticker. Disney, please keep on doing it. Now if you're interested in becoming a Galactic Hero and you've never quite made it and you want a little bit of help, I do have a video all about it, but keep in mind that video spoils a lot of the secret targets. It's right there, but watch it at your own risk. Now the next one is one of those things that both newcomers and veterans have a tendency to miss. It's the kiss goodnight at the Magic Kingdom. About 30 minutes after the Magic Kingdom closes and most of the guests have made their way out, you can stay in that general hub area and see Cinderella Castle light up one more time with a little bit of that wonderful magical music in the background. It's a great way to end the night. Now during our adventures, you've seen me bring around the resort refillable mug all over the place, whether I'm resort hopping or just in the parks. Why do I do this? Now one of the greatest advantages of getting a resort refillable mug on your adventures is that you can refill it at every single resort. If you love resort hopping as much as I do, it is a fantastic thing to have with you. Keep in mind the resort refillable mug only works for the one trip that you're using it on. The scanner on the bottom will no longer work on future adventures, but you can always use it for water in the parks or in the resorts. Pin trading at Walt Disney World is a lot of fun, but as you can see, for some of us, it can get to be quite a collection. And no, I don't think I have too many, do you? Pin trading is great, but it can be a little bit expensive if you're not prepared. So usually what I do is I buy my pins in advance and then I trade once I make it to the park. That way when I'm at Walt Disney World, I can have a small set with me, which I call tradables, which I trade away for other pins that I want that cast members have on them. Now I do recommend buying your pins officially from Disney, but there are other sellers, including on eBay, who do sell a lot of pins for a very low cost. keep in mind, these tend to be what's called scrapper pins, which are not really official. They're kind of the ones that were discarded because they didn't really meet Disney's qualifications, so they're not official pins. So be sure when you buy pins, it's either online through the official channels or you're sure they're not scrapper pins. Trading pins with cast members who are just walking around Walt Disney World is probably the most common, but it's not the only way to trade pins at Disney. Believe it or not, all of the resorts have their own board or book or snowman full of pins that you can trade with them. Now, some of those official trading pin boards only come out at certain times of the day, like when I went to Caribbean Beach, but when I went to Port Orleans French Quarter, they had a book just sitting behind guest services. I just had to ask to see the book. So if you are interested in pin trading, make sure you ask those cast members if you can take a look at their pin board or pin book or maybe even pin stitch. Number 7 is a bit of a Disney hack. Did you know that you are not limited to just 3 fast passes? What? You're probably thinking to yourself, Michael, what are you keeping from me? What is Disney keeping a secret? How do you do this? Don't worry, I'm going to explain it. When you book fast passes at Walt Disney World, you're limited to 3 fast passes per day per park. Now, if you're one of those that loves to run around and see as much as possible at Walt Disney World and you have the opportunity to use up all 3 of those fast passes, you will be able to book a 4th. Yes, I promise, it's that easy. All you have to do is go back on your phone or to the fast pass kiosk in the park and book another fast pass. That's it, but you can only book 1. Now let's say you use up that 4th fast pass as well and you have more time left in the park. You can go back and get a 5th one. I've only ever heard of someone getting 5 in one day, but I have a feeling that there may be some who have gotten more than that. Let me know in the comments below if you have. I'm really excited to hear about it. Now that being said, the most popular attractions at Walt Disney World will no doubt be sold out well in advance of that day, but you never know because sometimes you run into something special. And this brings us to number 8, and this is almost like a super Disney hack. It's going to be hard to believe, so make sure you're sitting down for this, but Disney releases fast passes for guests to use on the day of. If someone cancels their fast pass or maybe they can't make it for some reason, I don't know, Disney will open that fast pass up for other guests to book. I had the opportunity to experience this firsthand rather recently. I just got a Flights of Passage fast pass. I don't know how that happened. I canceled Expedition Everest because I forgot it was a single rider, and I got Flights of Passage. I was just looking, just glancing at it, and I got it. I can't believe that. It's hard to believe, I know, but I was just walking around Animal Kingdom, just looking through my phone at those fast passes, and Flights of Passage was right there. My eyes must have been like wide, like, oh my gosh, are you serious? I booked it right away and I was able to ride. Now this is a super hack, but please do not expect this all the time. This is a very lucky and not so frequent occasion at Walt Disney World, but don't let that dissuade you from giving it a try and looking through those fast passes if you're still looking for something special. For number 9, we're talking about food. Now let's say, for example, you're at Magic Kingdom, you had a magical day, you're gonna wait maybe an hour or 2 before the fireworks begin, you just had Be Our Guest maybe 2 hours ago for lunch, it was delicious, but you're still a little bit hungry, not too hungry, just a little bit. When you go to a counter service location, if you're not too hungry, you can ask for them to take away all of the sides and just serve you the 1 entree. This not only reduces the amount of food, but it also reduces the price. Not significantly, but every dollar helps. Now speaking of restaurants, tip number 10 might surprise you, but the more expensive the restaurant at Walt Disney World does not necessarily mean better food. Now I know this is a matter of opinion, and I'd love to hear yours as well right there in the poll, but if I'm given the opportunity between Ale and Compass, the restaurant in the Yacht Club, and Geyser Point at Wilderness Lodge, I'm choosing Geyser Point every single time. For one reason and one reason only, the food at Geyser Point is amazing. So those are my 10 super secret Disney hacks, tips, and tricks. Let me know which one was your favorite, and if you have one of your own to add, let us know in the comments. We'll be looking. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me. Until next time, have a magical day.